Welcome to Short and Sweet. Today we will be making a fresh and bright summer fruit salad. You can add or substitute in your favorite fruit choices. We'll be using 3 tablespoons of freshly chopped mint, 3 kiwis cut into chunks, the juice from half of a lime. You can also add the zest as well. Half a bunch of your favorite grapes. We'll be using black table grapes. 1.5 pints of fresh strawberries. Half of a pineapple, cored and cut into cubes. And finally, half of a melon. We're going to use cantaloupe, but honeydew works just as well. Let's get started. So first I'll start with the pineapple by cutting off the top. And then we'll be using about a half of a pineapple for this recipe. What I want to do is, after I've cut it in half, I want to take off the outer skin, the peel rather. You can do that simply with a chef's knife. I'm just moving it around, following the contour of the pineapple. Now what I'll do, just clean up my cutting board a little bit to give myself some working room. You never want to, of course, crowd yourself on a cutting board when you're working. Is take the pineapple, cut the pineapple into about 1/2-inch cubes, like so. These are a little big, so I'll cut that a little bit more. Once again, cutting the remainder into about 1/2-inch squares. You'll want to have a bowl nearby. Now, right now we're not working with any apples or other fruit that oxidizes, but if you are making a fruit salad with that sort of fruit, it's always good to do any fruit like pineapple first, pineapple or citrus fruit, because that has an acid that will neutralize the oxidization on the fruit that follows it. So now we have the melon, and what I'm going to do is grab an ice cream scoop. That's a great tool for taking out the seeds and pulp in the middle. Does a really nice job. Again, we're using 1/2 of a cantaloupe. What I'm going to do is take off the top piece and then work my way around. Continuing along the cantaloupe, taking off the rind. Again, making sure that you have a nice sharp knife. To do a sharp knife makes all your work easy. Now what I'll do is do a rough chop on this. Again, cutting it down to roughly 1/2-inch segments. I like to keep mine a little bit on the larger side. It's easier to pick up out of the bowl when you're eating it. Throw that in to your mixing bowl. Next we'll be doing grapes, the nice fresh black grapes in season, especially during the winter time. Usually very easy to pull off the stem. You can just grab a whole bunch off. Again, this is one of those recipes where you don't need a whole lot of measuring. It's kind of personal preference. Grab a little paring knife. Cut those grapes in half. You can cut it against the board if you want, but I find it cuts easier in my 2 fingers. And it's an easy way to keep the fingers out of the way. So I'll do that with the 2 dozen, 3 dozen grapes. The nice thing about this dish, of course, all the fruits are relatively sweet, but you have a little bit of citrus flavor from the lime and the nice mint flavor. Balances everything out very nicely. And of course, the most important thing with a fruit salad, you want a lot of different colors to make it visually appealing. So we definitely have that. Red strawberries, green kiwi, green lime, rich dark purple grapes. Nowadays, you can find pretty much all of this fruit in your local market year-round. Strawberries go into the bowl. Kiwi, you can use half a kiwi for this recipe, or a whole kiwi. I'll take a half a kiwi here. If you take a regular vegetable peeler, it does a great job of peeling the skin off. Alternatively, you can try to scoop it out if you think that's easier for yourself. I'll just cut the stem off the top. I have a nice piece of kiwi to work with. That goes into the bowl. Next is our lime. We're just juicing this lime. Cut it in half and use the juice of half a lime. I love this kind of juicer. Basically, you take the lime, put it upside down like this with the cut side down. Then you're going to squeeze it. I want to use a nice little bowl like this, just in case I get any pits or seeds. I can pull that out before putting it into my salad. Crush that down like that. This tool does a great job of taking out pretty much all the juice that you could possibly get. I'll take that juice, put it into my bowl, covering my fruit nicely. The final ingredient is mint. You want to be sure that you don't use the stem of the mint. So I'll just peel the leaves off of the stem. And if you can find smaller leaves, they're more tender, nicer to eat. Although in this case, we'll be finely mincing this down. You definitely don't want to get a big chunk of mint leaf in your fruit salad. So I'm mincing that very finely. You want to impart the flavor of the mint into the fruit salad, but not the texture. I'll take my chef's knife, pull that off the cutting board, throw that into the mixing bowl. Now I'll use the best tool of all to mix the salad, my own hands. Make sure your hands are clean. Toss that up. Get your serving bowl out. I like using a nice clean white bowl for this. It really showcases the colors of the fruit. And there you go. Fruit salad.